In this how-to video, we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions. Welcome to this short presentation. When we're adding and subtracting fractions, it's important that the denominators must be the same. So the bottom numbers of the fractions must be the same. Let's add some fractions. 3/7 plus 2/7. This is quite a straightforward one because the bottom numbers, the denominators, are both 7. So this makes it easy to carry out. All we do for this one, we remember that the bottom number, the denominator, must stay the same. In this instance is the same, so the answer goes over 7. Quite simply, all we do then is just add across the top. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So the answer to the question, 5/7. And that was an easy one because the bottom numbers were already the same. What happens if the denominators or the bottom numbers are different? In this case, we've got 3/4 plus 3/8. For this one, what we have to do, we have to use some number recognition. And we have to recognise that 4 and 8 are both in the 4 times table. So that means we only need to change one of the fractions. We only need to change 3/4. And what we've got to do here, we've got to make that 4 into an 8 because remember the bottom numbers must be the same. So how do we do that? Well, quite simply, we multiply it by 2. So we're going to times that by 2, which is going to then give us an 8. We then have to remember that whatever we do to the bottom of the fraction, we need to do to the top. So we have to times the 3 by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So now we have 6/8 plus 3/8. We didn't need to change that fraction, that stays the same. That gives us the answer 9/8, which, as we know from previous, is an improper fraction. We can convert that to a mixed number. 8 into 9 goes 1, with 1 remainder, which goes over 1 and 1/8. Sometimes number recognition doesn't work and we have two different bottom numbers, in this case a 7 and a 4, which don't appear, the 7 doesn't appear in the 4 times table. So what we have to do here, we have to change both bottom numbers. We have to find a common multiple of 4 and 7. So we need to know our 7 times table and we need to know our 4 times table. If that's a bit of a struggle for you, if you struggle to work that one out, if you can't picture that, if you can't recognise that as a number, the simple little tip is to just write the times table down the side of the page until we come across a number that appears in both times tables. So I've written the 7 times table down there. I'm going to write the 4 times table over here. What I'm looking for a number that appears in both times tables. There it is. It's the number 28. The number 28 appears in both times tables. So that means that I can make the 7 into a 28 and I can also make the 4 into a 28. Let's do that. I'm going to make that 7 into a 28. And I'm going to do that by multiplying it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 times 4. That's going to give me 28. Whatever I do to the bottom, I've got to do to the top. 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. Okay. Now I'm going to change this 4. I'm going to change the 4 into 28. I'm going to times that by 7. There it is. 4 times 7 is giving me 28. Whatever I do to the bottom, I've got to do to the top. 2 times 7 is 14. Now I can add those two together. 28 is my common denominator. That stays at the bottom. There it is, 28. And I just add across the top. 12 plus 14 is 26. So the answer to the question 3/7 plus 2/4 is 26 over 28. For further practice on this topic, you can look at page 17 of the Functional Skills Maths Level 2 book with some really good examples, or the Fractions Workbook, which is found on one file in the Maths folder.